On to 13-1. This is our discussion of the Jasper County Water and Sewage Authority hydrant taxes. There are two invoices behind this cover summary. The first invoice is for hydrants that were 2010 prior, that it's my understanding that the board voted not to pay, but I wanted you to be aware that we received this invoice. And then the invoice number 2 was for the hydrant taxes for 2011. So both of these need action and clarification as far as Greg and I are concerned.
Mr. Chairman, this is a legal issue. We've received notification from attorneys. These should be discussed in executive session, not in open session.
Payment of an invoice?
Oh, it's got more wrapped around it than that, than just payment of the invoice. It implies a lot of other questions that will arise. In fact, and members of the board, correct me if I'm wrong, what you did last year was set the special tax district whereby the tax revenues as collected for those properties that were assessed against would be paid to the Water and Sewer Authority.
Right.
That's right.
So in terms of management, as those taxes are collected on those particular parcels,
Right.
Ms. Faulkner
Would direct.
She could either do it directly or she could tell you what to do.
Right.
But either way is fine, but it comes, the source of it is only from those tax assessments.
Do we need to write the Water Authority a letter and remind them of that?
I think that would be appropriate. I'd like to get direction from the board in light of the notice letter we get.
For clarification, Lori, 2011, it appears to me that they're billing us $41,982.50, which is what is already billed out to the people along the water line. And then they're asking us to pay it either on top of the taxes they're trying to collect, or because they haven't collected them all yet, or what is that? Do you know?
I'm not aware.
Okay.
But I think that should be explained, as Jim has said, is that the tax commissioner will either pay them directly or pay it through our office through the direction from the tax commissioner.
As it is collected.
As it's collected, and I think we need to let the Water Authority know what our resolution was in order for them to know how they're going to receive the money.
Yes, sir. We actually did communicate that to the Water Authority when you did it. So they have already been made aware of it, but I'll be more than happy to make them aware of it.
I think they need to be clear on that.
So he's gonna write it.
That's my job. But in terms of management, pay only what you receive from Ms. Faulkner.
Right. And
She's paying directly.
right, and she doesn't pay to us. She should be paying
If she's
directly
doing
to
directly,
them.
that takes care of it.
Right.
Okay. Alan?
Well, I just want to make sure that we are discussing this, is that correct? Okay, because I just want to say that, yes, I think that Jim should remind her that we don't collect taxes and we don't pay out taxes. That is done by the tax commissioner.
Right.
And that they need to speak to her if they have any problems about taxes being dispersed. But also, I think they need to be schooled in how it works. You don't bill or send an invoice to the tax commissioner. You get the taxes as they're paid by the public. Right. The next thing is, I think they need to be reminded that we've seen all kinds of resolutions and we've seen very, very nice affidavits that have been produced, which mean absolutely zero